When you're flying a drone, sometimes you want to get the grid reference or the GPS location of an object on the ground. Now the option here is to fly the drone overhead to that object and then take the location of the aircraft from the controls. But sometimes that is not an option. What if you have already reached a maximum flight distance of the drone and still want to get the GPS location of an object on the ground that is not overhead, that is not directly below the aircraft? So we developed an app that will help you do exactly that. This app is called SOG Pilot. This application, SOG Pilot, approximates the location of a target on the ground by taking the location of the drone and the angle of the compass heading or the compass direction the drone is looking at it through, and the distance from the drone to the target, and uses Pythagoras theorem to approximate the location of the target. In order to get the distance from the drone to the target, we also use Pythagoras theorem to approximate the distance a target is on the ground from the drone by taking the gimbal tilt. In order for the drone to see an object on the ground, the camera has to tilt at a certain angle, which is given on the drone's controller. Taking the gimbal tilt and the altitude, we can use Pythagoras theorem to calculate this distance from the drone to the target. And after getting that distance, we can add it to this formula by taking the compass direction, the distance. If we have this distance and the compass direction, we can calculate the horizontal displacement and then add it to the longitude value of the location of the drone, and then add the vertical displacement to the latitude value of the location of the drone, and thus effectively approximate the GPS location of a target on the ground. Remember, this formula assumes a flat ground. Now let's test it. Let's go airborne. So I have flown the drone and left it hovering somewhere, and then I've zoomed in on an object, and I want to take these parameters and feed them onto the app SOG Pilot and see if the location that the app gives me will match the object that I'm zooming in. That is a dam. So let's feed into the app and see. We are going to open the app. It's called SOG Pilot. And then press the lower button, the one written advanced. Here I'm going to enter the location of the drone, which is 3.373